I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash, Shalom, and double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS, and Shalom to the hopeful elect scattered abroad, preaching His word in truth and sincerity, and to you ribs, and to you sisters out there, Lord, in silence and staying in order. This is Quanayan from the Diligent Soldiers Boston's camp. Back at you with another lesson, right, on the importance of recognizing what your job is in the ministry pertaining to, this truth and being in a body, whether it be a helper, whether it be, a prophet or whatever it may be, that we do this primarily before we do anything else, right? I know we have to pay our bills and take care of our children, right? But ultimately, we're talking about leisure, right? Our time and leisure, which reminds me, there's I forget what the scripture was. Let me see if I could find it. I think it was in Sirach 38:24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, right? The wisdom that we attain, right, is basically instilled in us while we're in a time of leisure, right? Because when we're in a time of leisure, we learn, right? We take time to give it to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai by the things we do, by taking up our daily bread, right? The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. You have opportunity to learn these scriptures in the time of leisure, right? And he that has little business shall become wise, meaning a man who has little to nothing to do as far as, either work or distractions or obligatory, things to do, whether it be you have a boxing class, you have a craftsman shop, things, hobbies, should I say. Man who has little hobbies shall become more wise. Why? Because he's not distracted in other things in his leisure time. From the top, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that has little business shall become wise. Right? Verse 25, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the God, G-O-A-D, Goad, that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose walk is of bullocks? Verse 26, he giveth his mind to make furloughs, and is diligent to give the kind fodder. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish work. The smith also sitting by the anvil, and considering the iron work, the vapor of the fire wasteth his flesh, and he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is every in his ears, and his eyes look upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He setteth his mind to finish his work, and watch to polish it perfectly. So does the potter sitting at his work, and doeth the wheel about with his feet, and is always carefully set at his work, and maketh all his work by number. He fashioneth the clay with his arms, and boweth down in strength before his feet. He apply himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. All these trust to their hands, and every one is wise in his work. Without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will nor go up and down. So basically, you know, these the skills and repetition that you do on a daily basis, you get better at those things, right? But what this is saying is that you should apply these things in the strength of, learning, the wisdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is more important. And the practice thereof in the leisure time, right, it is the goal. So you do have to pay bills, you do have to work these things, right? But the point of it is that in your time of leisure, you should set aside time for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, right? Back at 24, Sirach 38:24, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that has little business shall become wise. This is Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself, right? Let him deny his, basically his free time, right? A lot of the disciples had left their jobs completely, walked off, right? That's a level of faith that we should have. I mean, we have to pay our bills, like I said. I'm not saying people, quit your jobs and just, read the Bible, right? Because you have to eat these things. What I'm saying is, don't overwork yourselves, right? Don't try to grab more hours, a second job, if you don't have to, right? We almost out of here. We should be content with the bread that the food and the clothing, the very minimal things that we get. We should be happy with, right? Paul said that he learned to live a base. See if I can find that one. Salakia. Book of, here it is. Philippians 4:12. I know both how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to be suffered in need. Right? You got to learn how to, live with what you got. Right? If the fowls and the birds of the air don't care about how they're gonna eat, where they're gonna sleep, how much more important are you? Right? Because verse 13 says, I could do all things through Hamashiach, which strengthens me. It is possible. So let's put the ministry first. This is 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly divided the word of truth, right? And a workman's job, right, according to, the scriptures, is to, be a part of the body, whether it be supporting or profiting, right? That we all could divide this word righteously and not be ashamed. And you cannot divide the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua without studying it and being learned under the elders. Right? You need to be taught these things and apply, because wisdom is the application of knowledge. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but you need to apply it. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 9 In verse 24, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may attain. Right? We're all running a race. Not that we're individually in competition with each other, but you must run with blinders on, as if there's only one ticket, there's only one meal to feed your family. That's how you need to run. Verse 25, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, which is what? Monetary gains, whether it be, material things. This is why they run their race. But our race is spiritual, right? It says now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, meaning a crown that's just basically gonna collect rust, and it's gonna rot away. It's gonna melt away in the elements, right? But we incorruptible, and that is the goal, Hakim. Salakia. That is the purpose of us being here, for the elect's sake, right? For the hopeful elect, for the 1/3. The goal is to finish the race on top, in a winning place. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.